Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you're having a great day today, even if you don't celebrate Christmas. Because it's Christmas Eve where I am today, and instead of gathering around the fire with my family, spending time with them, I'm working on this movie review.
Almost there.
Just a game to you.
Nadine!
Speaking of movie reviews, the second movie I'll be reviewing is Immortal Beloved, a movie about Beethoven this time.
Faster, stronger, more resilient, and equipped with the latest technologies.
What is going to happen to me?
You've become obsolete. You'll be deactivated.
Another thing I found really cool about this movie is that it came exactly 10 years after Amadeus. Man, the 90s was a strange time.
Ah! After 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to conquer Earth!
The movie opens with someone telling us how not so immortal Beethoven is. Then they cut to a guy giving the eulogy at his funeral. And after this, they show us a lot of his adoring fans outside during his funeral. After the funeral, they show a bunch of people who knew Beethoven when he was alive, arguing about who gets to keep Beethoven's inheritance money. Guys, that's the name of the movie! So after all of that, the guy who claimed to be Beethoven's friend goes to talk to a lady whose place Beethoven stayed at a long time ago. And the lady didn't seem too fond of Beethoven.
Well, Beethoven is dead. Best thing for him, he was a terrible man.
She basically just explains that Beethoven did a lot of damage when he stayed there and did a lot of trolling.
Так чё? Блять, хорошо, что это сундуки вот эти остались наверху. Заебись вообще. Да ты чё?
So the lady talks to Beethoven's friend about another woman that visited him when they were expecting Beethoven. She tells it in a flashback where it cuts from the past and back to her telling the story, so I'll just let you watch it.
It's a letter, alright. Straight.
You opened the letter.
I had to. How else would I know who it was for? I only read his signature.
After receiving the letter, the lady sends it up to the mysterious woman who stayed in Beethoven's room. But as soon as she gave the letter to the woman left. Upon finding out about this, Beethoven went into Spartan rage and trashed the room. Ow, come on, man, don't hit me. Ow, no, don't do it again, man, please. Ow, come on, please, stop. Come on, man, I have the family. No. Stop, I don't want to die. Please, no, please think about this, man, I have a family. They show Beethoven, or Ludwig, I'll just be referring to him as Ludwig for the rest of the film. They show us his friend entering a room with a woman whose name is yet to be revealed, in an attempt to find out who the letter was for. I thought I'd show you this cool scene of Beethoven playing the piano. Not really anything to say there. In the next scene, they do this. After they get busy, they show us a girl getting chased by Ludwig under a dark tunnel.
Stop! You violated the
It
law!
cuts to the girl telling the story, taking a bath, talking about how excited she was to meet Ludwig. Once she formally meets Beethoven for the first time, not counting the one that I didn't show you because it's not important. Anyway, after she met him, she ended up getting piano lessons from him.
Sir? May I present the unbeatable
So she ends up getting piano lessons from him and forms a sort of romantic bond with him. And she had a father who didn't really approve of Beethoven, so they had a deal. And the deal was simple. If she could prove that he could still play the piano, he'd let them marry. But if she didn't, then she wouldn't. Because apparently all it takes to get someone to marry you is to play the piano. But there's just one tiny little insignificant problem, nothing to worry about. It's just that Beethoven hasn't played the piano for months and has gone deaf. The next scene is Julia, or the girl, peeping on Ludwig playing the piano. I really like this scene because Beethoven plays one of his most iconic pieces. She sneaks up to the guy playing the piano and he enters part enrage again, as he usually does. Then she finds out that he's gone deaf. A month later, she got married to someone else, and later the guy gets into an argument with Ludwig's brother after he told him that they were gonna get married. Beethoven didn't seem too happy with this because of spoilers.
She has finally consented. You want to be wed?
Yes.
You explain to him. May I present my bride? Is this true? Speaking of souls. By all means, okay. And what for? Now also, that the father and the regions before the right should be able.
I know you cannot hear me, Father. What I have to say is for Casper only. But there is no cry.
Stop! You violated the...
I told you it was impossible.
I only want what is right.
He was jealous of his brother.
So after that whole argument, they show Beethoven on a horse. That was pretty cool, I guess. I haven't even played Red Dead Redemption, and I'm making memes about it. Red Dead Redemption is one of those games where I really need to play but haven't gotten to play yet because I haven't bought it yet. It's like Days Gone. I bought that game like a year ago, and I haven't even finished it. They have to work on this movie review during Christmas. Here, Mozart, I mean Beethoven, barges into a room with his brother, getting it on. He tries to get the woman his brother slept with arrested, but fails. In one of the next scenes, Ludwig's friend goes to a tavern to talk to a girl Beethoven spent a lot of time with. This was also where he met another woman. Man, Ludwig gets around.
It scares me from talking. I don't want to be too loud because I know I'll activate it.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
He has a real sweet moment with the lady where she uses the chalkboard to talk to him. After they talk to each other, it cuts to that one weird Roblox game. Then it cuts to Beethoven playing the piano with his girlfriend. The next scene is Beethoven and Schindler barging into Beethoven's brother's house. They came to look for Beethoven's work, or his papers that he entrusted to his brother, and, well... So he dies.
He has consumption.
Behind family, friends, fellow Marines, and a grateful nation.
He becomes his nephew's legal guardian and they have dinner together. After they have dinner, he teaches his nephew how to play for Elise on the piano.
You shall be a musician.
I want to be a soldier.
A composer?
No, a soldier.
And then he tells Carl about how his first concert went as a kid.
I was terrible. Your grandfather thought that he was going to make a
He
fortune out
even
of
brings
me.
up Mozart here.
A child prodigy. Like Mozart's old man.
You filthy
Then it cuts to a flashback with Beethoven sucking at the piano as a kid. My boy Mozart gets brought up again, and Beethoven has a PvP match with his dad. The guy goes to court and has a custody battle about who should have taken care of Carl. Now, if you knew anything about Beethoven, you'd know that he raised his nephew, so obviously Beethoven won. So, eventually, Carl grows up and becomes a teenager. Because he grew up with Beethoven, he obviously got a little crazy. Anyway, so since he lived with Beethoven, eventually they got into a big argument which made Carl run away, and this caused Beethoven to run after him. So he finds him, and he grabs him by the grabs him by the neck. So he like gets a heart attack or something and falls over.
Can you handle the window? Come on, move!
So they go back home and Beethoven looks a lot more sick, so he makes Carl play the piano for him, even though he can't hear him. And can we just talk about how good the casting is for Carl? I mean, the young Carl looks almost identical to the older Carl. So Carl goes away again, and Beethoven goes out to look for him again. So Carl shoots himself in the head and somehow manages to survive. Beethoven and Schindler eventually find Carl with his mom, and this scene is honestly really sad because Carl writes a note to Beethoven, and we don't get to see what the note says until later. And here's what the note said. So yeah, Carl told him to never show his face to him again, so that's really nice. And Schindler talked to the girl at the tavern to find out who the note was for, and she reveals that the note was actually for Carl's mom. So Schindler ends up talking to Carl's mother because they thought that by immortal beloved he meant Carl's mother. It then cuts to Beethoven conducting a show, and I'll just let you watch a part of it.
I forgave him because of the ode to joy. When they announced the premiere of the Ninth Symphony, the gossip was everywhere. Ludwig had fought with the singers. He had fought the theater. Even though I had hated him for so long, even though he had tried to destroy me, I went. I had to go. I knew it would be the last time. I could not see him, and I imagined some last-minute insult had sent him running home. Then I saw him. Everybody saw him.
So yeah, she visits Beethoven and they have a weirdly sweet moment, and plot twist, they reveal that the mysterious woman at the beginning of the movie was Johanna all along. movie ends with Johanna visiting Beethoven at his grave, and that's pretty much where it ends. It ends with Johanna visiting him and making the viewers think about the profound impact that Beethoven's life had on the people that he knew. I liked how, like Amadeus, a lot of the music in the movie was composed by, well, the main character. The actors were also really good at portraying these characters, and the director, Bernard Rose, did a great job at tying it all together. The movie had a few moments that I thought could have been improved, like Beethoven's romance with Johanna, and yeah, I think that was stinky and came almost out of nowhere, but I don't think this actually happened in real life, but I guess it was fine that they added it into the movie, because not much is really known about Beethoven's love life. I also really like the idea of Beethoven's friend going all detective and trying to find out who the immortal beloved was. I thought that was a really cool thing that they did. I don't have anything else to say, so yeah. Merry Christmas and bye. I still need a better mic.